The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 17:25 on Monday the 27th of February 2023. The general synopsis at midday. High northern Scotland 10:40, expected Hebrides 10:42 by midday tomorrow. The area forecast for the next 24 hours. Viking, north at Cirrha. Northerly 4 to 6, occasionally 7 later. Moderate, occasionally slight in West Viking, and rough later in Southeast Viking and in north at Cirrha. Showers, good. East-south at Cirrha. Variable 3 or less, becoming northwesterly, veering easterly or northeasterly later 3 or 4. Slight, occasionally moderate later in west. Fair. West, south at Cirrha, 40s. Northerly 4 to 6, moderate, occasionally slight until later in northwest 40s, and rough later in south at Cirrha. Showers, good. Cromarty, 4th. North or northwest 2 to 4, veering north or northeast 3 to 5. In Cromarty, smooth or slight, occasionally moderate later in east, but in Forth, slight or moderate. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Tyne, Dogger. North or northeast 3 to 5, moderate, occasionally slight. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Fisher. Northerly or northwesterly 2 to 4, increasing 4 to 6, but becoming variable 4 or less in east. Slight or moderate, fair, good. German Bight. North or northeast becoming variable 2 to 4, slight but moderate until later in northwest. Fair, good. Humber, Thames. Northeast 3 to 5, occasionally 6 at first in Thames. Slight or moderate. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Dover, White, Portland. Northeast 4 to 6, slight or moderate, occasionally rough later in West Portland. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Plymouth. Northeast 4 to 6, moderate, becoming rough except in northeast. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Biscay, southeast Fitzroy. Northeasterly 4 to 6, occasionally 7 in Fitzroy. Moderate or rough, becoming rough or very rough in Fitzroy. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Trafalgar. North or northwest 4 to 6, moderate or rough, occasionally very rough later in northwest. Rain later in west. Good, occasionally moderate later in west. Northwest Fitzroy, Seoul. Easterly or southeasterly 4 to 6, backing northeasterly 4 or 5. Rough or very rough, occasionally moderate at first in east. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Lundy, Fastnet. East or northeast 3 to 5, occasionally 6 later. Slight or moderate, becoming moderate or rough. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Irish Sea. Northeast 3 to 5, smooth or slight, occasionally moderate later in south. Showers, good. Shannon. Southeast 5 to 7, backing east or northeast 3 or 4. Rough or very rough, but moderate at first in east. Showers, good. Rockall. Southeast 5 to 7, becoming variable 4 or less. Rough or very rough, but moderate at first in east. Fair, good. Malin, Hebrides. Southeast 3 to 5, becoming variable 4 or less, then northeast 3 or 4 in Malin. Smooth or slight in southeast Malin, otherwise moderate, rough, occasionally very rough later in northeast Hebrides. Fair, good. Bailey. Southerly 4 to 6, veering westerly or southwesterly 3 to 5, becoming variable 2 or less later in southeast. Rough or very rough, fair, good. Fair Isle. Variable 4 or less, becoming north or northwest 3 to 5. Slight or moderate, becoming rough later in west. Showers, good. East Faroes. Variable becoming southwesterly 2 to 4, veering westerly or northwesterly 3 or 4 later. Slight or moderate becoming moderate or rough. Showers, good. West Faroes. Southerly veering southwesterly 4 or 5, moderate or rough becoming rough or very rough. Showers, good. Southeast Iceland. Southwesterly 4 to 6, occasionally 7 later. Rough becoming very rough. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency on Monday the 6th of March 2023. There are warnings of gales in South Utsira, Forties, Dogger, Fisher, German Bight, Humber, Biscay, Fitzroy and Southeast Iceland. The area forecast for the next 24 hours. Viking, North Utsira. Northerly or northeasterly 4 to 6, moderate at first in North Utsira, otherwise rough, occasionally very rough in northwest Viking. Squally snow showers, good, occasionally very poor. South Utsira, 40s. Cyclonic 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 at first in 40s, becoming northerly 4 to 6. Moderate or rough in South Utsira. Rough, occasionally very rough at first in 40s. Rain or sleet, then squally snow showers. Good, occasionally very poor. Cromarty, 4th, Tyne. North or northwest 4 to 6, moderate or rough. Squally snow showers, good, occasionally poor. Dogger, Fisher, German Bight. Cyclonic 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 or severe gale 9, then becoming northwesterly 4 to 6 later. Moderate or rough, becoming very rough for a time, squally snow showers, good, occasionally very poor. Humber, Thames, Dover. Southwesterly veering northwesterly 4 to 6, increasing 7 or gale 8 for a time in northeast Humber. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough in Humber. Rain or sleet, wintry showers later. Good, occasionally poor. White, Portland. Southwesterly 4 to 6, veering northerly 3 or 4 later in north. Slight or moderate, rain or showers. Good, occasionally moderate. Plymouth. West 4 or 5, becoming cyclonic 4 to 6 later. Slight or moderate, rain or showers. Good, occasionally moderate. Biscay. Variable 2 to 4, becoming southeasterly 4 or 5, then cyclonic 6 to gale 8 later. Slight, becoming moderate, occasionally rough later. Occasional rain later. Good, occasionally poor later. Trafalgar. West or southwest 3 to 5, moderate or rough. Rain or drizzle, good, occasionally poor. Fitzroy, Sol. Cyclonic 4 to 6, becoming southwest 6 to gale 8 later in Fitzroy. Moderate or rough, occasional rain. Good, occasionally poor. Lundy, Fastnet. West veering north or northeast 4 to 6, slight or moderate, occasionally rough later in West Fastnet. Rain or sleet. Good, occasionally poor. Irish Sea. North or northwest 4 to 6, slight or moderate, becoming smooth or slight later. Wintry showers, good, occasionally poor. Shannon, Rockall, Malin. Variable 2 to 4 at first in Shannon, otherwise north or northeast 4 to 6. Moderate or rough, occasionally very rough except in Malin. Occasional rain in Shannon, otherwise squally snow showers. Moderate or good, occasionally very poor except in Shannon. Hebrides, Bailey, Fair Isle, Faroes. North or northeast 5 or 6, occasionally 7 at first. Rough or very rough, squally snow showers. Good, occasionally very poor. Southeast Iceland. Northerly or northeasterly 6 to gale 8, very rough but moderate or rough in far northwest. Squally snow showers, good, occasionally very poor. Light icing. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency on Saturday the 22nd of April 2023. There are warnings of gales in Viking, Forties, Cromarty, Biscay, Rockall, Hebrides, Bailey, Fair Isle and Faroes. The general synopsis at midday. Low northeast England 1002, expected 40s 998 by midday tomorrow. New low expected Lundy 1001 by same time. The area forecasts for the next 24 hours. Viking. Cyclonic 4 to 6 until later in southeast, otherwise northeasterly 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 later. Slight or moderate at first in southeast, otherwise moderate or rough, becoming rough or very rough, occasionally high in northwest. Occasional rain, good, occasionally poor. North at Syrah, south at Syrah. Variable 2 to 4, becoming northerly 5 to 7 later in northern North at Syrah. Slight or moderate, becoming moderate or rough, occasionally very rough in northern North at Syrah. Showers, good, occasionally poor. Southeast 40s. Cyclonic 3 to 5, occasionally 6 later. Slight or moderate, becoming moderate or rough later. Showers, good, occasionally poor. Northwest 40s, Cromarty. Cyclonic 4 to 6, occasionally 7 in North Cromarty, becoming northerly 6 to gale 8 later. Slight or moderate, becoming moderate or rough, then very rough later. Rain at times, good, occasionally poor. Forth, Tyne, West Dogger. Cyclonic 3 to 5, becoming northerly 4 to 6 later, occasionally 7 later in Forth. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough later, becoming very rough later in northeast Forth. Showers, good, occasionally poor. East Dogger, Fisher, German Bight, Humber, Thames. Cyclonic 3 to 5, occasionally 6 in Humber and Thames. Slight or moderate, occasionally smooth at first in East German Bight and Thames. Rain at times, good, occasionally poor. Dover, White, Portland, Plymouth. Cyclonic becoming west or northwest later 4 to 6, occasionally 3 later. Smooth or slight at first in Dover and White, otherwise slight or moderate. Rain or thundery showers, good, occasionally poor. Biscay. Southwest 4 to 6, becoming cyclonic 6 to gale 8, then west or northwest 4 to 6 later. Moderate or rough, occasionally slight at first in southeast. Thundery showers, good, occasionally poor. Trafalgar. Cyclonic 4 or 6, moderate or rough. rain or showers, moderate or good. Fitzroy, West Seoul. Cyclonic 4 to 6, occasionally 7 at first in southeast Fitzroy. Moderate or rough, showers, perhaps thundery. Good, occasionally poor. East Seoul, Lundy, Fastnet. Variable 2 to 4, becoming cyclonic 4 to 6. Moderate, occasionally slight at first. Showers, good, occasionally poor. Irish Sea. Cyclonic 3 to 5, smooth or slight, occasionally moderate in far south. Showers, good, occasionally poor. Shannon. Cyclonic, mainly north 4 to 6, moderate, occasionally rough. Showers, good. Rockall, Malin, Hebrides, Bailey, Fair Isle, Faroes. Northeast 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 at times except in Malin, perhaps severe gale 9 later in Fair Isle. Rough or very rough, occasionally moderate at first in Rockall and Malin, becoming high at times in East Fair Isle. Squally showers, wintry at times except in Rockall and Malin. Good, occasionally poor. Southeast Iceland. Northeasterly 5 to 7, becoming cyclonic 3 to 5 later in west. Moderate or rough, wintry showers. Good, occasionally poor. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency on Sunday the 23rd of April 2023. There are warnings of gales in Viking, North Itsira, South Itsira, Forties, Cromarty, Forth, Tyne, Dogger, Fisher, Malin, Hebrides and Fair Isle. The general synopsis at midday. Lows northern France 998, eastern England 999 and Lundy 1001 all merging. Expected Fisher 995 by midday tomorrow. New low expected southwestern England 1009 by same time. The area forecasts for the next 24 hours. Viking. Cyclonic 4 or 5 at first in southeast, otherwise northeasterly backing northerly 7 to severe gale 9. Rough or very rough, rain, then squally wintry showers. Good, occasionally poor. North Itsira, South Itsira. Cyclonic 2 to 4, becoming northerly or northwesterly 5 or 6, increasing 7 to severe gale 9 later. Moderate, becoming rough, then very rough later. Showers, good, occasionally poor. Forties, Cromarty, Forth, Tyne, Dogger, Fisher. Cyclonic 4 to 6, becoming north or northwest 6 to gale 8. Moderate at first in Tyne, Dogger and Fisher. Otherwise rough or very rough. Squally showers, wintry in Forties and Cromarty. Good, occasionally poor. German Bight. Variable 4, becoming northwest 5 to 7. Slight or moderate, becoming rough or very rough later in northwest. Rain, good, occasionally poor. Humber, Thames. Cyclonic 3 to 5, becoming northwest 4 to 6. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough later. Rain or showers, good, occasionally poor. Dover, White, Portland, Plymouth. West or northwest 4 or 5, occasionally 6 at first. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough at first in Plymouth. Showers, thundery later in Dover and White. Good, occasionally poor. Biscay. West or northwest 4 to 6, becoming variable 3 or less for a time. Moderate, occasionally rough at first. Showers, rain later. Good, occasionally poor. Trafalgar. Northerly 4 to 6 in southeast, otherwise variable 2 to 4. Moderate, occasionally rough at first, fair, good. South Fitzroy, southwesterly 4 to 6, occasionally 7 later. Moderate, occasionally rough later. Rain later, good. North Fitzroy, Sole. Northwesterly 4 or 5, becoming variable 3 or 4, then easterly 5 or 6 later in west. Moderate, becoming rough later in far west. Showers, rain later, good, becoming moderate later. Lundy, Fastnet, Irish Sea, Shannon. Northwest 4 or 5, veering northwest 4 to 6. Moderate or rough in Shannon, elsewhere slight or moderate. Showers, thundery for a time in Lundy and Irish Sea. Good, occasionally poor. Rockall, Malin, Hebrides, Bailey. Northeast 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8 at first in Malin and Hebrides. Rough or very rough, becoming moderate or rough. Showers, wintry in Hebrides and Bailey. Good, occasionally poor. Fair Isle, Faroes. Northeast backing north 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8 at first in Fair Isle. Rough or very rough, becoming moderate later in West Faroes. Squally wintry showers, good, occasionally poor. Southeast Iceland. Northerly or northeasterly 4 to 6, rough at first in southeast, otherwise moderate, becoming slight in far northwest, wintry showers, good, occasionally poor. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency on Sunday the 23rd of April 2023. There are warnings of gales in Viking, North Itsira, South Itsira, Forties, Cromarty, Forth, Tyne, Dogger, Fisher, Malin, Hebrides and Fair Isle. The general synopsis at midday. Lows northern France 998, eastern England 999 and Lundy 1001 all merging, except Fisher 995 by midday tomorrow. New low expected southwestern England 1009 by same time. The area forecasts for the next 24 hours. Viking. Cyclonic 4 or 5 at first in southeast, otherwise northeasterly backing 7 to severe gale 9. Rough or very rough, rain, then squally wintry showers. Good, occasionally poor. North Itsira, South Itsira. Cyclonic 2 to 4, becoming northerly or northwesterly 5 or 6, increasing 7 to severe gale 9 later. Moderate, becoming rough, then very rough later. Showers, good, occasionally poor. Forties, Cromarty, Forth, Tyne, Dogger, Fisher. Cyclonic 4 to 6, becoming north or northwest 6 to gale 8. Moderate at first in Tyne, Dogger and Fisher, otherwise rough or very rough. Squally showers, wintry in Forties and Cromarty, good, occasionally poor. German Bight. Variable 4, becoming northwest 5 to 7. Slight or moderate, becoming rough or very rough later in northwest. Rain, good, occasionally poor. Humber, Thames. Cyclonic 3 to 5, becoming northwest 4 to 6. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough later. Rain or showers, good, occasionally poor. Dover, White, Portland, Plymouth. West or northwest 4 or 5, occasionally 6 at first. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough at first in Plymouth. Showers, thundery later in Dover and White, good, occasionally poor. Biscay, west or northwest 4 to 6, becoming variable 3 or less for a time. Moderate, occasionally rough at first. Showers, rain later. Good, occasionally poor. Trafalgar, northerly 4 to 6 in southeast, otherwise variable 2 to 4. Moderate, occasionally rough at first. Fair, good. South Fitzroy, southwesterly 4 to 6, occasionally 7 later. Moderate, occasionally rough later. Rain later, good. North Fitzroy, Sole, northwesterly 4 or 5, becoming 3 or 4, then easterly 5 or 6 later in west. Moderate, becoming rough later in far west. Showers, rain later. Good, becoming moderate later. Lundy, Fastnet, Irish Sea, Shannon. Northwest 4 or 5, veering northeast 4 to 6. Moderate or rough in Shannon, elsewhere slight or moderate. Showers, thundery for a time in Lundy and Irish Sea. Good, occasionally poor. Rockall, Malin, Hebrides, Bailey. Northeast 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8 at first in Malin and Hebrides. Rough or very rough, becoming moderate or rough. Showers, wintry in Hebrides and Bailey. Good, occasionally poor. Fair Isle, Faroes. Northeast backing north 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8 at first in Fair Isle. Rough or very rough, becoming moderate later in West Faroes. Squally wintry showers. Good, occasionally poor. Southeast Iceland, northerly or northeasterly 4 to 6, rough at first in southeast, otherwise moderate, becoming slight in far northwest. Wintry showers. Good, occasionally poor. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency on Wednesday the 5th of July 2023. There are warnings of gales in German Bight, Humber, Thames and Dover. The general synopsis at 1800 hours: low Bailey 1003, slow moving, deepening 1001 by 1800 Wednesday. New low expected Denmark 997 by same time. The area forecast for the next 24 hours. Viking, North at Sierra. Variable 3 or less, becoming northerly or northwesterly 3 to 5 later. Moderate, occasionally slight in North at Sierra. Showers, good. South at Sierra. Variable becoming northwesterly 2 to 4, occasionally 5 later. Slight or moderate, rain later. Good, occasionally moderate later. 40s, Cromarty, Forth, Tyne. Cyclonic 3 to 5, slight or moderate, showers, good. Dogger. Cyclonic becoming westerly later, 3 to 5, increasing 6 or 7 for a time in southeast. Slight or moderate, showers, rain for a time in east. Good, occasionally moderate. Fisher. Variable 2 to 4, becoming northeast and then backing northwest later, 5 to 7, perhaps gale 8 later. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough later in southeast. Showers, rain later. Good, occasionally poor later. German Bight. Southeast 5 or 6, becoming cyclonic 7 to severe gale 9, then west 4 to 6 later. Moderate or rough, thundery rain or showers. Good, occasionally poor. Humber, Thames. Cyclonic 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 in east, then becoming westerly 4 to 6 later. Slight or moderate, becoming rough for a time in east. Thundery rain, then showers. Good, occasionally poor. Dover. West 6 to gale 8, backing southwest 5 to 7. Moderate. Thundery rain, then showers. Good, occasionally poor. White, Portland, Plymouth. West 4 to 6, slight or moderate, occasionally rough at first in Plymouth. Showers, good. Biscay. Northwest 3 to 5, becoming variable 2 to 4. Moderate, occasionally rough at first. Showers, good. Trafalgar. Northerly or northwesterly 3 to 5, occasionally 6 later in southeast. Moderate, occasionally slight. Showers, good. Fitzroy. Northwesterly backing westerly or southwesterly except in southeast, 3 to 5. Moderate, showers, good. Seoul. Northwest backing southwest later, 3 to 5. Moderate, showers, good. Lundy, Fastnet, Irish Sea. Northwest backing west or southwest 4 to 6. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough at first in South Fastnet. Showers, good. Shannon, Rockall. Northwest backing west or southwest 4 to 6. Moderate or rough, showers, rain later, good, occasionally moderate. Malin. Northwest backing southwest 3 to 5. Slight or moderate, showers, good. Hebrides, Bailey. Cyclonic 3 to 5, occasionally 6 in Bailey. Moderate, occasionally rough in Bailey. Showers, good. East Fair Isle. Westerly becoming variable, then southwesterly later 2 to 4. Moderate, occasionally slight. Showers, good. West Fair Isle, Faroes. Cyclonic becoming southeasterly later, 3 to 5, occasionally 6 later. Occasionally 7 in north. Moderate, occasionally rough at first in Faroes. Showers, good. Southeast Iceland. Cyclonic becoming easterly or northeasterly later, 4 to 6, occasionally 7 at first in north. Moderate or rough, occasionally slight in west. Occasional rain or showers, good, occasionally poor. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency on Saturday the 22nd of July 2023. There are warnings of gales in Thames, Dover and Wight. The area forecast for the next 24 hours. Viking, north at Sira, south at Sira. Variable 2 to 4 becoming northerly or northeasterly 3 to 5. Slight or moderate, showers, good. Forties, Cromarty, 4th. Variable 2 to 4 becoming north or northeast 4 to 6 later. Slight or moderate, occasionally smooth at first. Showers, good. Tyne, Dogger. Cyclonic becoming northeast later 3 to 5, occasionally 6 later. Slight or moderate, occasional rain. Good, occasionally poor. Fisher. Variable 2 to 4 becoming north or northeast 4 to 6 later. Slight or moderate, showers, good. German Bight, Humber. South or southwest 4 to 6, becoming cyclonic 5 to 7 later. Perhaps gale 8 later. Slight or moderate, becoming moderate or rough later. Rain, moderate or good, occasionally poor. Thames, Dover. South or southwest 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8, decreasing 4 to 6 later. Moderate or rough. Rain, then showers. Moderate or good, occasionally poor. White, Portland, Plymouth. West or southwest 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8, decreasing 3 to 5 later. Moderate or rough. Rain, then showers. Moderate or good, occasionally poor. Biscay. Westerly or southwesterly 4 to 6, occasionally 7 at first in north. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough in north. Rain or showers, moderate or good. Trafalgar. Northerly or northwesterly 4 or 5, occasionally 6 in east. Moderate, occasionally slight in southeast, but rough later near the western Portuguese coast. Showers, good. Fitzroy. Westerly or northwesterly, but northerly at first in south 4 to 6. Slight or moderate, occasionally rough in north. Rain or showers, moderate or good. Seoul. Southwest 6 to gale 8, veering west or northwest 4 to 6. Moderate or rough. Showers, good, occasionally moderate at first. Lundy, Fastnet. Southwest becoming cyclonic later 4 to 6. Moderate or rough. Rain, then showers. Moderate or good, occasionally poor at first. Irish Sea. Cyclonic 3 or 4, increasing 4 to 6, becoming northeast later. Slight or moderate, occasionally smooth in north. Rain, fog patches at first. Moderate or poor, occasionally very poor at first. Shannon. West veering north later 4 to 6, moderate or rough. Rain, moderate or good. Rockall, Malin. North or northeast 4 to 6, moderate or rough, occasionally slight at first in Malin. Rain or showers, good, occasionally poor. Hebrides, Bailey, Fair Isle, Faroes. North or northeast 3 to 5, occasionally 6 in Hebrides. Slight or moderate, showers, good. Southeast Iceland, 2 to 4, slight or moderate. Showers, good, occasionally poor in north. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 17:25 on Wednesday the 1st of November 2023. There are warnings of gales in all areas except Cromarty, Forth and Tyne. The general synopsis at midday: low 100 miles west of Fitzroy 972, expected Humber 956 by midday tomorrow. The area forecasts for the next 24 hours. Viking, north at Sirrah. Southeasterly 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 in Viking. Backing easterly 5 to 7 later. Rough or very rough until later except in northern and eastern north at Sirrah, otherwise moderate or rough. Rain, good, occasionally poor. South at Sirrah, northeast 40s. Southeasterly backing easterly 7 to severe gale 9, occasionally storm 10 at first in south at Sirrah. Rough or very rough. Rain, good, occasionally poor. Southwest 40s, Cromarty, Forth, Tyne, West Dogger. Cyclonic mainly southerly 4 to 6, backing northeasterly 5 to 7 later. Moderate or rough, becoming rough or very rough later. Showers, good, occasionally poor. East Dogger, Fisher, German Bight. Cyclonic 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 in North Fisher, becoming southeasterly 7 to severe gale 9 later, increasing storm 10 later in southwest German Bight. Moderate or rough until later except in North Fisher, otherwise rough or very rough. Thundery rain, good, occasionally poor. Northwest Humber. Southwesterly backing southeasterly 5 to 7, becoming cyclonic 4 to 6 later. Moderate or rough, showers, good, occasionally poor. Southeast Humber, Thames, Dover, white. Southwesterly backing southeasterly for a time, 6 to gale 8, increasing severe gale 9 to violent storm 11. Moderate or rough, becoming rough or very rough, then high for a time later in Dover and white. Thundery showers, good, occasionally poor. Portland, Plymouth, Biscay, Fitzroy, Seoul. Cyclonic severe gale 9 to violent storm 11, occasionally hurricane force 12 at first, becoming westerly 6 to gale 8 later. Rough at first in Portland, otherwise very rough or high, becoming very high for a time. Rain, moderate or poor. Trafalgar. Variable 2 to 4 until later in southeast, otherwise westerly or southwesterly 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8 later. Moderate or rough, but slight in far southeast and very rough in northwest, occasionally high later in far northwest. Thundery showers, good, occasionally poor. Lundy, Fastnet. Cyclonic becoming northwest 6 to gale 8, increasing severe gale 9 to violent storm 11 for a time. Rough or very rough, becoming very rough or high in south. Squally showers, good, occasionally poor. Irish Sea. Cyclonic 4 to 6, becoming northeasterly 6 to gale 8, backing northwesterly later. Occasionally severe gale 9 later in south. Moderate or rough, occasionally very rough in south and slight in north. Squally showers, good, occasionally poor. Shannon. Northerly gale 8 to storm 10 at first in southeast, otherwise northwesterly 3 to 5, increasing 6 to gale 8. Very rough or high, squally showers, moderate or poor. Rockall, Malin. Cyclonic 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 at first in North Rockall, decreasing 4 to 6 in Malin. Very rough or high in Rockall, rough or very rough in Malin. Squally showers, moderate or poor. Hebrides, Bailey, Fair Isle, Faroes, Southeast Iceland. Northeasterly 7 to severe gale 9, veering easterly or southeasterly 4 to 6 in Hebrides and Fair Isle. Mainly very rough or high, but rough or very rough in Hebrides, Fair Isle, North Faroes and northern southeast Iceland. Rain or showers, moderate or poor. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 17:25 on Saturday the 4th of November. There are warnings of gales in Humber, Thames, Dover, White, Portland, Plymouth, Biscay, Trafalgar, Fitzroy, Seoul, Lundy, Fastnet, Shannon, Bailey and Southeast Iceland. The general synopsis at midday. Low Lundy 960 expected German bite 971 by midday tomorrow. Low Fair Isle 966 expected Bailey 973 by the same time. The area forecasts for the next 24 hours. Viking, North Itsira. Southeasterly 4 to 6, moderate, occasionally slight in east of North Itsira, showers, good. South Itsira. Southeasterly 4 to 6, backing easterly 5 to 7, moderate, occasionally rough later, showers, good. Northwest 40s. Easterly 4 to 6, moderate, occasionally rough later, showers, good. Southeast 40s, Cromarty 4th. Variable 4. Moderate, occasionally slight in West Cromarty and West Forth. Showers good. Tyne, Dogger. East backing northwest later 4 to 6, occasionally 7 in far south. Moderate, occasionally slight in West Tyne. Thundery showers good, occasionally poor. Fisher. Northeast backing east 4 to 6, moderate, occasionally rough in north. Thundery showers good, occasionally poor. German Bight. Southeast becoming southeast becoming cyclonic 5 to 7, moderate, occasionally rough at first. Thundery showers good, occasionally poor. Humber, Thames. Cyclonic 6 to gale 8, becoming west 5 to 7, perhaps gale 8 later. Moderate or rough, occasionally slight in far west. Thundery showers good, occasionally poor. Dover, White. Southwest veering northwest 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8 at first. Moderate or rough, squally showers good, occasionally poor. Portland, Plymouth. Southwest 5 to 7, veering northwest 6 to gale 8. Rough or very rough, becoming high for a time in Plymouth. Squally showers, moderate or poor. Biscay, Fitzroy. West or southwest gale 8 to storm 10, decreasing 5 to 7. High or very high, becoming very rough or high. Squally showers, moderate or poor. Trafalgar. Southwesterly veering northwesterly 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8 in north and 4 in south. Rough or very rough, becoming high or very high in north and west. Rain for a time, moderate or poor. Sol, Lundy, Fastnet. Northwesterly 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 at first in West Sol. Very rough or high, but moderate or rough in East Lundy. Squally showers, moderate or poor. Irish Sea. Northeasterly backing northwesterly, then westerly later, 4 or 5, occasionally 6 in south. Moderate or rough in south, slight or moderate in north. Rain, then showers, moderate, becoming good. Shannon. Northwest 6 to gale 8, very rough or high. Squally showers, moderate or poor. Rockall, Malin, Hebrides, Southeast Bailey. Northerly backing northwesterly 4 to 6, becoming variable 3 or 4 at times in Malin and Hebrides. Occasionally 7 later in Rockall and Bailey. Moderate or rough, becoming very rough at times in Rockall and Bailey. Thundery showers, good, occasionally poor. Southwest Bailey. Northeasterly 6 to gale 8, very rough or high, rain, moderate or poor. Fair Isle, Faroes. Cyclonic 4 to 6, occasionally 7 in Faroes and 3 in Fair Isle. Moderate or rough in Fair Isle, rough or very rough in Faroes. Showers, good, occasionally poor. Southeast Iceland, northeasterly 7 to severe gale 9, very rough or high, rain, moderate or poor. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 17:25 on Saturday the 18th of November 2023. There are warnings of gales in Viking, North Utsira, South Utsira, Forties, Fisher, German Bight, Humber, Thames, Dover, White, Portland, Plymouth, Fitzroy, Sol, Lundy, Fastnet, Irish Sea, Shannon, Rockall, Bailey, Fair Isle, Faroes and southeast Iceland. The general synopsis at midday. Low 150 miles west of North Rockall 982 expected, Hebrides 992 by midday tomorrow. The area forecasts for the next 24 hours. Viking, North Itsira, South Itsira, northeast 40s. Southeasterly 6 to gale 8, decreasing 4 or 5 in northeast Viking and northern North Itsira. Occasionally severe gale 9 elsewhere. Rough or very rough, becoming moderate later in North Itsira, but becoming very rough or high for a time elsewhere. Rain, moderate or good, occasionally poor. Southwest 40s, Cromarty, Forth, Tyne, Dogger. Southeasterly 6 to gale 8 at first in East Dogger, otherwise southerly or southwesterly 4 to 6. Slight or moderate in West Cromarty, Forth and Tyne, but elsewhere moderate or rough. Rain, then showers, good, occasionally poor at first. I'm terribly sorry. Fisher. Southeasterly 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 at first in north, becoming cyclonic 5 to 7 later. Very rough at first in west, otherwise moderate or rough. Rain, moderate or poor. German Bight. Southeast 6 to gale 8, veering southwest 5 to 7. Very rough at first in far northwest, otherwise moderate or rough. Rain, then showers, moderate or poor, becoming good. Humber, Thames, Dover, Wight, Portland, Plymouth. Southwesterly 5 to 7, decreasing 4 later in northwest Humber. Occasionally gale 8 elsewhere. Moderate or rough, becoming rough or very rough except in Humber and Thames. And high later in West Plymouth. Showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor later in Plymouth. Biscay, South Fitzroy. Southwesterly 4 to 6, becoming variable 2 to 4 except in North Biscay. Rough or very rough in north, moderate or rough in south. Occasional rain, moderate or good. Trafalgar. Variable 2 to 4, becoming easterly 4 to 6 later in far southeast. Slight or moderate, becoming moderate or rough. Fair, good. North Fitzroy, Sol, Lundy, Fastnet. Southwesterly, veering westerly 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 in West Sol, decreasing 5 later in North Fitzroy. Rough at first in Lundy, otherwise very rough or high. Squally showers, moderate or poor. Irish Sea. Southwest 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 at times. Rough or very rough in south, moderate or rough in north. Showers, good, occasionally moderate. Shannon, Rockall. Southwesterly, veering westerly 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 at first in South Shannon. Very rough or high, showers, moderate or poor. North Rockall, Malin, Hebrides, South Bailey. Cyclonic 4 to 6, occasionally 7 at first in Malin. Moderate or rough at first in East Malin and Hebrides, otherwise rough or very rough. Rain, fog patches. Moderate or good, occasionally very poor. North Bailey, Fair Isle, Faroes, southeast Iceland. Southeasterly at first in Fair Isle, otherwise easterly or northeasterly 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 in northeast Fair Isle. Rough or very rough, becoming high for a time in northeast Fair Isle. Rain or showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor. And that concludes the shipping forecast. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency on Sunday the 31st of December 2023. There are warnings of gales in Viking, North Utsira, South Utsira, Forties, Fisher, German Bight, Humber, Thames, Dover, Wight, Portland, Plymouth, Biscay, Fitzroy, Sol, Lundy, Fastnet, Irish Sea, Shannon, Rockall, Malin, Fair Isle, Faroes and South East Iceland. The area forecast for the next 24 hours. Viking, North Utsira, South Utsira, Northeast Forties. Southeasterly 6 to gale 8, increasing severe gale 9 or storm 10 at times, except in North Utsira. Rough or very rough, occasionally high in Viking and moderate in North Utsira. Showers, mainly good. Southwest Forties, Cromarty, Forth, Tyne, Dogger. Cyclonic 4 to 6, becoming southeasterly 5 to 7 later in Tyne and Dogger. Moderate or rough, occasionally very rough at first in northeast Cromarty, but slight or moderate in Tyne. Showers, mainly good. North Fisher. Easterly 7 to severe gale 9, increasing storm 10 at times. Rough or very rough, rain or sleet, moderate or poor. South Fisher, German Bight. Cyclonic 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8 later in German Bight. Moderate or rough, showers, mainly good. Humber, Thames, Dover, Wight, Portland, Plymouth. West backing southwest 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 at first except in Humber. Rough or very rough, occasionally high in Plymouth, elsewhere and moderate or rough, but very rough at first except in Humber and Thames. Squally showers, rain later, good, occasionally poor. Biscay. West backing southwest 5 or 6, increasing 7 or gale 8 later. Perhaps severe gale 9 later. Rough or very rough, occasionally high later in north. Squally showers, rain later. Good, occasionally poor. Trafalgar. Variable 3 becoming southwest 4 to 6 later. Rough or very rough, becoming moderate or rough. Showers, good. Fitzroy, Sol. West backing southwest 5 to 7, increasing 7 to severe gale 9 later. Rough or very rough, occasionally high. Rain or squally showers, good, occasionally poor. Lundy, Fastnet. West backing southwest 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 at first. Rough or very rough, occasionally high at first. Showers, rain later, good, occasionally poor. Irish Sea. Cyclonic 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 at times. Moderate or rough, occasionally slight in north. Showers, rain later, good, occasionally poor. Shannon, Rockall, Malin. West 5 to 7, becoming cyclonic 6 to gale 8 later. Rough or very rough, becoming moderate or rough later except in Shannon. Showers, rain later, good, occasionally poor. Hebrides, Bailey. Cyclonic becoming southeasterly later 4 to 6. Rough or very rough, occasionally high at first in Bailey, becoming moderate or rough. Showers, good. Fair Isle, Faroes. Southeasterly 6 to gale 8, occasionally 9 at first, decreasing 5 in south. Rough or very rough, occasionally high at first in Fair Isle. Rain, good, occasionally poor. Southeast Iceland. Northeasterly, gale 8 to storm 10, veering easterly 6 to gale 8 later. Very rough or high, becoming rough or very rough later. Rain, moderate or poor, occasionally good. And that concludes the shipping forecast.